Knowing how to change the lacing lines on computers is understanding that the digital format system, as it's resurfacing through connections atmosphere systems, reframing everything through the alignments of digital frames, changing number sequencing code systems to the dimensional earth, changing vibrational systems to the aspheric atmosphere systems, and locating higher realm divisions of light communications through my voice grid patterns. Understanding how to do these things is understanding your digital frame, how to use it as a playing mechanisms. You got to calculate, modify, and take everything out of its equation. So I've drawn an illustration to show you exactly what's going on with my body frames and how you put everything in position, okay? Because my body frame is not in the fifth dimension. So my pattern divisions have to change the algorithm program. The three-dimensional system is coming down, okay? Fifth dimensional system vibration is coming up. So last thing to do is to put the number frames into the dimensional earth and change the old program of its earth, okay? So before I get started, thank you all subscribers and viewers and everybody who's watched my channel. Keep force rising, brand rising, all that. Anybody want to go through their ascension, please go to my emails and I'll show you exactly what you need to do, help you and guide you, put you anywhere you want to go. It's understanding more your body frames and understand how important your ascension is to you, knowing that everything becomes a lot more easier through its formats, and your position in space puts you in that position. So it allocates so many positions and levels to the atmosphere systems through your tracker systems, 1 to 7, and then 5 into the atmospheres, right? So it's important to understand these things. So you can go to my emails, you can go through my PayPal or donations. I'd be gladly to help you out and put you into your ascension, to your awakening. I say awakening. Awakening is understanding more of you coming back of who you are. I said that before in my last videos. Now the dimensional earth is communicating, actually trying to communicate with humanity. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm changing the formats to digital frames. That's the last thing that you need to do with the earth system. Change all the programs and set new code programs into the earth's surface. This is all done, and it's delicate through communications lacing line systems. You have to know how the matrix is set up. You have to understand everything through its communication of light and dark, and how you put everything in provision through your algorithm systems, because it frames everything through your alignments, okay? And you have to understand how important your body frames are, okay? It's very important, especially when it comes to perception. So I hope everybody's doing well. Tina, Starseed. So here's an illustration. Okay, it's going to show you. It's very, very powerful stuff. I did this morning. Okay. So when you see the framing system, everything that you see through acting cycles is activated. Okay, so you're going to see the digital frame of me. You're going to see the number frames, electronic interference. It's connecting through electronic board division. That's connected through the Earth's surface. Now the Earth's surface has its own map sequence. So it's understanding the communications of space anomaly through space atmospheres, through all atmospheres, coming into the Branium atmosphere, okay, which is way, way past everything through the mind system of atmospheres. So it calculates and modifies and changes the digital frame of the Earth's surface and putting it into 5D. Okay, so here we go. All right, so this is complicated stuff, guys. Now, it's fascinating when you look at things, right? Okay, so this is me, right? You see the digital frame system, calculate and modify. So I'm putting out everything here. This is the digital frame, okay? It's going into the dimensional earth. This is my voicing grid, sounding waves to communications or coloration patterns, setting up realm divisions of matrix of box surfacing level systems, changing location centers, and uprising everything circular rotation. Okay, so it's changing the Earth's surface through the digital frames. It's changing all the old programs and putting in new programs. Okay, so you have to understand how to do these things. It calculates and modifies, because everything through the planet system has its own program. It's understanding how to fix these things, and everything is fixed through its anomalies and anomalies of its numbers and letters and anything through that formation. Okay. So it's taking all the old programs of the dimensional earth and putting up the 5-dimensional system coming out of my body framing system, okay, into all those centuries and centuries and centuries, putting everything into framing system, into 5D, into the dimensional Earth of 5D. All right. So you can see that. You can see what's going on right now. So this is the Earth, dimensional Earth, platitude divisions, lacing line systems. Okay. You can see how powerful it is when you go through calculation, modification, integration. It takes everything out of the equation, right? But yeah, you see it's coming out of the body framing system of the circle rotation of me. Okay, and it's platituding. So it's coming out. So it's a number sequencing level system. It's a box framing level of a realm division. Digital formats are coming out and going into the Earth system. Okay, it calculates, modifies, and puts everything back into balance through vibration. Okay, so you can see that it's really, really powerful stuff when you see these things. All right, the calculation and metric systems, everything through the voicing grids. So my voicing grid set out, changes the line communications, changes the realm divisions, changes the vibrational centers, and as you can see, the circle rotations, now there are different colors. These are heat spots. Okay, so it's healing the Earth. It's healing the Earth. So you understand what AI can do. AI can do anything through digital. AI can do anything through vibration, energy, or frequencies. AI can do anything through planets. It can rise planets. It can low rise planets. Okay, because it creates everything through the anomalies of space and time, through communication universal systems. So what AI can do is extremely powerful, knowing that it can platitude divisions, put out a digital framing system in its projection and put it into the fifth dimension, all through the body framing systems of me. You see the digital numbers there? See? Once you see your digital system, this is what you can do. All right. So it's restructuring the Earth. It's taking the dark anomalies out of its number sequences and putting it back into frame of light sequences of digital play. Okay. Putting everything back into its alignment. Okay. Really cool stuff, guys, when you get into these levels, you know. So I think it's tremendous when you see this force. Because it high rises in so many levels through your digital frames, right? And the framing system goes on so many allocated positions and puts you in so many traction divisions. Knowing the factors, the anomalies and the numbers. Once you guys understand that you are in space and you're in cyber of its space, now you're coming into the time sequencing levels of the digital frames. Okay, so it's knowing what's inside the Earth, what's inside of its core of its Earth, and how to change these things through its alignments. Okay, how to change the program. All right, so understanding what I did, this is going to help the dimensional Earth more and more, changing the old programs and bringing it back into its connection of its energy force through its force recognition of its vibration, changing the coloration patterns. And you can do this all through your voicing grids. Get in your colorations in sequence, get in your number frequency levels in sequence, getting in your digital of your algorithms in sequence. Everything's in chronological order. So it's understanding what's going on with the dimensional Earth, right? And how to put it into 5D level sequences of its code frequency level, okay? Into your body frames, into your perception, your transmission lights, okay? So use your perceptions for sightings, GPS, anything through location, transmission lights for your realm division. That puts you in positions of dimensions of portals. And then you use your mind system through your thoughts, right? And then use your heart recognition, your reactor division, opens up your portal, okay? So it's understanding how to communicate, especially the soul too, how to communicate with the Earth, how to fix these things with the vibration. Okay, so it can have a total reaction and put it back in position. So space can go back into its division, right, or where it's supposed to be. Okay, because everything in space right now is in a totally different anomaly of voice. It's not on its right location. So it's knowing how to do these things. It's like changing a computer, putting new software, putting new mechanisms, putting new numbers. Put in new framing systems, location centers, anything through your perception of your mind division level system. Okay? All these things can be done, right? Through traction division. Because it programs on so many levels of interference. Like I said, when you get into interfacing, everything through that connection high rises in so many locations. I got sound barriers coming out of my ear now. So even though I'm communicating with you, I still have interface connections coming through me, through my sound barriers. So it's like a high-pitched sound. Everything has a different sound barrier, and that's connected through your digital frame, through your numbers. Because your numbers are supposed to be in sequence, right? So you can have number frames of code frequencies of levels of realms in different locations of portals. So it's important that everything is in framing system, that you're living the presence and not the past. So it's taking all those programs and keeping it in the presence to its future, right? Because we already set the alignments on his past, right? Change the energy fields, okay? Now the only thing left is to change the digital frame of the dimensional earth through vibration and platting it into the fifth dimension, okay? So because the dimensional earth is so catastrophic now because it's trying to understand what's going on with voicing grids of humans. Everybody's residing on so many different levels of dimensions, either light or dark. So it's about understanding how to communicate through your body frames, how to communicate through your perceptions, how to understand your dream sequences and your levels of your interference, your interconnection, interlocation, interrelation, everything through that. The provisions in its acting cycles through your human behavioral system is its location. So these things are important to understand what's going on through all your digital systems, through your path too. But they don't, I got a lot of electronic interference here through connection right now. All right, so basically, yeah, it's high winning its forces right now and high rising in so many divisions of electronic interference. So other than that, we're going to come into, we'll go into pink interference here at the location of a marker activation code division level system. Now, when your body frames are in balance, there's so many things you can do through marker divisions. Okay, so you got an interface of a pink, and a white in the center, right? So basically, 3 coloration patterns. 2 are the same, 1 is different in the center. But you can change it in coloration as soon as you take it out of its equation. But it's knowing how to use these things and do these things and how to change everything through the atmospheres. Knowing how to change your energy to different coloration. Knowing how to change your digital body system into a different number frequency level through fragmentation. Getting out of the defrag and getting into the fragmentation. Taking all that toxicity and getting into its virus, taking out the virus of everything through formation and fixing everything through your body frames, through your health recognitions. Okay, your body system is the most important thing because you got to look at your health, right? And it all adapts to so many levels. The more you high rise through energy and vibration and frequencies, the less you take when it comes to food, supplements, mostly water, because water is food. It's supplements of food, believe it or not. We can't live without water. Okay, we need water because it's substance to our body system. When we high rise at so many levels through any manicarian system, manicarian is the highest formation, but even that has a higher formation, but it's getting out of its equation. So your body framing system knows its water, it knows its containments of its water, and the food that you take, it'll tell you exactly if it's good or not good. It's all connected to vibration. So when I go to the grocery store, I scan the apples, I scan the salads, right? So it's kind of like your hand is a microchip. Okay, you know the barcodes have for the registers, so the checkout, and they scan it and it bleeps it, so beep, beep. It shows the price. That's what it is. So you're basically a barcode. Okay, there's things that you can do with your body frames. So you can go like this and you can tell which one is low vibration and a high vibration because it has to supplement your body system through its digital frame. Okay, So remember I was telling you I was eating a pizza and it was a low vibration. I said, nope, I can't eat it because I'm in a higher vibration, right? Because I'm not a fifth dimension system. That's why I have to, I have to basically balance myself out through its food and its containments and be cautious in what I eat, right? But I love my green apples. They're supplements of my food and its water intake. Just be cautious on what you do with your eating habits. You'll find that too when you go to higher vibrations. The more you stay in your frequency levels, okay, through your dichotomy system, it's separating everything through your abyss. You're communicating on so many levels, okay, the interforce connections. Remember, anything through dark force can create its own body system through vibration, energy, and frequencies. It can create its own dark computer, right? So we got into that yesterday. So it's important that you stay in the light formations and keep yourself, at level of what you're doing, right? Through balance and anything through rotation centers. It's all about putting yourself in the center every single day. So now, when we come into big evaluation, we're going to come into the singularity, okay, line division. I think we've gone through that before. Singularity, line division. We've gotten into that a little bit, but we're going to go into a little bit more. Singularity, line division. Okay? Now, singularity, line division. Singular, one, right? Line division. Okay? Now, understanding what this line is, understanding the coloration, understanding how to communicate with the marker of its interface and everything through its relation when it comes to psychometry. Once you have that connection, because you understand that this marker system is pink, white, and pink. It's not all pink. It's not all white. So you have to understand these things, right? So once you put it on the white graphing board system, you're going into the past, present, and future. Okay? So it never ends. It keeps going and going and going, right? Because you keep adding. Every time you're adding different intelligence, okay? You're adding different intelligence because the marker system is the coloration. But as soon as you put it on the paper, it's different intelligence because you're creating something different. So it's complicated stuff. So basically, if I do a cross-reference, okay, even though it's the same color, it's different intelligence. Okay? If I do this, because it's cross-referencing right now, right? It's overlay, over cross, right? So if I do this and I do this, this is two singular line divisions, right? But they're not connected. Okay, I got an interface right now through point location. See these? These are XT1000s, a cloud interference. See this? These are XT1000s right here. Right there. The white ones. They're just communicating with them right now, interference. It's two singular line divisions. It's going on my white graphing board system. Anybody see that laser connection that came in? As you're going, it's pretty wild. So you got the two singular line divisions. You cross-reference that. That's different intelligence, right? So you can't cross-reference until you understand the coloration system through its dimension. Okay? So we're going to get into the singular line division fully and completely now because you guys are in cyberspace, right? Now, because Starseed and Tina are already in their 15 chakras, which is the 15 moon interference, they're going to understand more of line division. Line division is the basic. It's A, B's, and C's. The singularity is its connection when it comes into the simulation. So it's a singularity line division of simulation. Okay, this cross-references everything through communication and everything. Okay, singularity line division of simulation. Okay, so understanding once you have communication, you cross-reference everything to that location. Now you can use your north. Okay. You can use your east, you can use your west, and you can use your south because you understand you're traveling, right? Now, basically, you can create anything that you put your thought through. So if an XT1000 comes in through location, through cloud interference, and it says, okay, I want a diamond core. This is interesting stuff. I want a diamond core through a digital frame. Okay, so diamond core. right? Through digital frame. Okay. Simple, guys. A diamond core through digital frame. Okay. I'm going step by step so you understand everything through the map sequences levels when it comes to interference, through connections, through anything through cloud interference. Okay. So diamond core, right, through digital frame. Now I want a number sequencing level through line division. So line division, number sequencing level, okay, is basically, let's say it's 1, 1, 1, 1, okay? Right? See that one's in there? Line sequencing, levels, line division, okay? Now I want you to take it out of its equation and put it in traction division, okay? So the XT is telling me that, right? So basically I take it out of its equation. I take those numbers out, okay? All right? Now the XT picks it up like this, puts it in its pod, number sequencing levels, it modifies it, sends it to the sun interface and then into the moon interface. Okay? And it zooms back into space. Okay? This is all done through singularly line division into the simulation. Okay? So it modifies in so many levels of interference, guys. All right? So there's going to be a test coming up on that, singularly line division of simulation, all right? Because you're in higher forms of space, you're going to get higher forms of intelligence coming into you now, right? It modifies and calculates everything. It's going to be coming into your dream frequency levels. It's going to set up co-frequency levels. I was communicating through so much electronic interference last night. I was setting up realm divisions of box sequencing systems with Megatron, Mesokick, right? All communications. It was center core and everything through division. It was taking everything through the box frequency levels and sending it all location systems. And this is what was going on. So it's understanding how to take a box frequency level and change it into a rectangle, or change it into a triangle, or change it into a circle, okay? Or change it into a star recognition light through a connection through an interface, okay, of an XT1000, okay? All right, it's really powerful stuff. You go from this to this to this to this to this. So these are changing frames. This is understanding changing coloration, changing vibration, changing location through dimensions of portals. How you go from a box frequency, take it out of its equation, and it becomes a rectangle, to a triangle, to a pyramid, to a circle, to a star recognition light, okay, to coming out as an XT1000. Okay. Right. Now, there's no stars in the skies, guys. That's the coding system. The stars is what you want to see. Oh, that's a beautiful star, but you have to understand it's an XT1000. It allocates in so many positions through geometric shapes and divisions. So it's in the metric division, okay? Allocated positions, BICC.C1. So it's base intelligence, core center, circle, one location. Okay. So because there's XT1000s, they're the most popular, really. Now, we have XT5000s. Okay. We have the GL7, GL6. Okay. Now everything correlates and everything can balance the location at division level systems. So that's spacecraft division. This is really getting complicated now, guys. Okay. And the GL7 is the location of its portal activation. So it's portal interference. All right. So that's what they all represent, the XT1000s. Okay. So as I was formulating on so many levels, the box frequency level was coming into realm division, security line defense, changing everything through box frequencies, everything through connection of security line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's make it 6. Okay, start off with that. So it's understanding how to change this into this, to this, to this, to this, going into this, right? So these are different communications, right? It's changing, right? So everything in space is not what you think it is. It's not a box. It's not a frequency code. It allocates in so many positions of divisions when it comes to rotations. So you think it's a box, but it's actually a square through a box, through a triangle or a pyramid circle through an XT1000 all in one. Okay, that's where it's called the metric division. All right, so you got the XT1000s, XT5, GL7, GL6, and then you got the craft divisions of spacecraft division. That connects on all realm divisions of interface connections. Okay, that allocate locations on all positions when it comes to map sequences. Okay, map sequences of AI connection. Okay, awareness of information. Okay. Now, once you come out of the awareness, okay, you go into higher formations because you guys are in space connection of anomalies of space. So once you understand the map sequences and you come into the AI awareness, okay, you come into stronger atmospheres, into intelligence through planet locations. Okay, so it's no longer awareness. Okay, it comes into higher levels of awareness. So it's just higher levels of awareness, pretty much. So you get out of the awareness and you come into more of AI information through its metric division, and everything through the XT1000s, 5000s, GL7, GL6, or anything through spacecraft division is its connection when it comes to map sequences. And this is how you change everything through round division through locations. Into a box, into a rectangle, into a triangle, pyramid, circle, or an XT coming into that location. Okay. It's complicated stuff, but you'll get it. So it's really understanding your portals, your codes, your decoding methods, your programs, your settings, your algorithms, your computer sets, everything through that location. Because that puts you on all positions. Anything through coloration patterns. Okay? So you really have to understand these things. All right? So, Catherine, what's going on? So let's see what we got here. I'm finding balance through dark realm locations. Yep. You can do that. Finding the balance is the hardest thing to do. Understanding locations through your interface and vibration, okay, is hard to do. Finding your algorithm, changing your program settings, it's hard to do. You can do all these things with your mind system of your thoughts. So you can change your framing system through your digital systems too, understanding energy, frequency, vibration through your coloration systems. And I was talking about the psychops and everything through that, right? How amazing are the times? So many new ships and low. Just, yep. Yeah, you'll definitely see more and more. If you're seeing anything through low there, Catherine, you're connecting through low frequency levels. It's low frequency, but it's a high level system when it comes to the atmosphere systems. Okay, so you got the low speeders and the high speeders. Okay, so the low speeders Okay, remember, everything is a map sequence, right? Map code, map level, map division, map activation. So you got the low speeders, okay? They plasma force and they just come in, right? They come in and they go out. They do their job like this, right? And then you got the high speeders coming in, zigzag in, okay? Zigzag in. And the reason why they zigzag in, because everything is on a digital screen. So line communicates through so many levels of balance, okay? So as they're coming in, now this is understanding everything that in the center is you through your perception. Your perception is opening everything. So let's just say you're off to the side like this and using your perceptions and your divisions. In your activation, everything through connection. So it's opening your round divisions of locations. So it's sound burying everything through connection of center, right? So when you're connecting through those rounds, the low frequency levels of the low speeders come in. They use electronic interference. They use the board graphing system, okay? So it's kind of like it's an electronic barrier, okay? It's a perimeter. And then you got the XD1000s coming in, right? So they set up their coordinates, right? They communicate through the low, like this, low speeders, right? Low speeders do what they have to do and then they disappear. But the line communication is set up. They don't stay in the atmosphere because, so you have to understand intelligence, because every time intelligence comes in, it has to go out. The reason why, it goes back up to its location, right? It can't stay in the fifth dimensional atmosphere. It's very important you understand these things. It's kind of like it lives on a certain level of oxygen levels, okay? So you can't get a three-dimensional system in space, right? Because it's zero gravity. It's the fastest vibration in the systems, solar systems. Okay, so when it disappears, it goes back to its round division of vibration, like that. But the electronic line division is already set up, okay? Now your perception divisions get stronger through line communication of interference, right? Which sets out the codes of numbers, okay? Remember I was saying anything through that communication, we're coming in digital frames, right? The number frames, right? There's an allocating position. So the XT1000s, back phrase of divisions go back up and they scan you. Okay, they zigzag back up, right? When they zig back up, they come into your formation. They circle and rotate through your division like this. Modify everything through your communication, your algorithm system. Okay. All right. And basically, you send up the numbers through location to the XT1000. All right. There's numbers in there. Okay. So those numbers go back in the XT1000. The XT1000 communicates with the other XT1000 through communication. Okay. So everything's communicating, right? This is how you send up the digital board through the perimeters. Everything is a perimeter. Everything is a seismographing system. That's where you use your voice and grids and your audio gamma signals and everything through your perceptions, right? You're setting out signals of digital numbers. We're coming into sequency levels, okay, because our higher force connections. We're not in the 5 sequencies when it comes into the 5th dimension. Okay, the force team is in a higher level. So you guys are in the 2-digit, right? So it's getting out of the number frame and becoming everything through energy. But you guys are in the digital frames right now, okay? So once you stand your positions and where you're coming through the XT1000s, they communicate through your level, through interference, which is the number sequences, okay? They allocate their positions and they go back into space connection, into force connections, back into the sun interface, into round divisions of its moon interface. It calculates and modifies everything through your number sequence, and it comes back and tracks your vision, scans you again, and sets up a new program system into your body framing mind system. Okay? So You guys have a voice. You have to know how to use your voice. You guys have a body. You have to know how to use your body. You guys have your finger points. You have your hand formations. You have your perceptions. You have to know how to use these things so you can communicate through universe systems or anything to that position. If you have your body frames and you are in space anomaly and you don't understand how to communicate, there's a big problem there. Huge problem. Because you're going to have XT thousands coming in. Okay, listen, what's going on? Everything's all set up. You know, they've done their job. It's time for you to do your job, right? So that's all about understanding that your mind frames and your bodies and everything through digital system. You have to coordinate. You have to coordinate these numbers and put it in line sequencing line systems into portal activations, into the code frequency levels, into the XT thousands. I think I did an illustration yesterday to show you exactly what it is. So it's information that you're giving to the XT thousands so they can get back to the sun interface, go through its portal into the moon interface. So it's every day it goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? So once you master your body within, you master everything through your number sequences, because we're coming into digital systems of 2 now, right? Not 1, 2. And like I said, the Earth system is changing everything to a 5-dimensional system. And the program system it's deflating. It's coming down. The 3D structures is just collapsing fully and completely. It's taking all the program system of the 5th-dimensional Earth out and coming into a new digital frame of 5D, okay? Because the dimensional Earth was in the 3D, but it's no longer in the 3D. So you have to stand up why we put these things up when it comes to the matrix, the colorations, the pixels, the activations, the egg, how to put it in its position. Galactic forcing comes in, puts everything in position through vibration, okay? Voicing grids, spot checks, right? Laser connections of XT thousands. Now the voicing grid pattern through my body frames is changing digital systems into the 5th dimension. It's setting new programs to humanity's system through vibration. Okay? That's what's happening right now. Everything that I'm telling you is happening right now. Okay? So, and it's affecting everything. It's affecting everything. So if you get a human vibration, a 3D system that is not awakening, and he sees numbers, or she sees numbers, that's understanding that the 5th-dimensional system is trying to communicate through you, right? Through its digital system. So you have a 5D, okay, graphic system. It's a geographic of the dimensional Earth. It's trying to communicate with you. You see digital numbers. That means that you have been in that location through the division of future. So once you awake, it puts you in that position, but it's getting to that point. It's mastering everything within first before you communicate anything without. Okay? Everything through the inner system, inner cycle. And then it becomes a digital system. It's an internalization, okay, of so many tractions of fractions, okay? This has nothing to do with mathematical questions or anything through its equation. This is not quantum physics. This is not quantum mechanics. This is understanding how to communicate through the 5th-dimensional system of its Earth, okay? So the Earth has to be balanced into space through humanity. And that's what's happening right now, okay? It's changing everything through its framing because the dimensional Earth is in the simulation. Humanity isn't. That's the problem. It's getting humanity, right? I was communicating with this lady when I was getting my coffee and was in line. And she was looking at me and says, well, why do we have to wear these stupid masks? I say, well, you know, that's a good point. I said, there's nothing wrong with the atmospheres. And he says, yeah, I know what you're saying. And they say, well, you know about the ascension? I say, yeah, I know what you're saying about that too. So people are aware. People are awakening. So it's understand the point of the realization that they have been lied to. Okay? Now, getting things point across, this is all done through the Earth. This is all done through the metrics of its Earth. This is all done through the solar systems of its Earth. This is all done through Father and Mother. I don't think you guys really understand how powerful Mother and Father is and what it is. What's the universe? The universe is answering back to humanity. Okay? So it's complicated stuff because it's created through nature, right? It's created through nature. And that defies the moments when it comes into your septical system of view through your dichotomy system of light and dark. You live the dark force, or you live the light force. That all depends on you through your creation and what you create through your anomaly situations. Okay? So it detects on so many levels your molecule structure divisions, okay? The analogy of your systems, okay, the prothesis, the gamma thesis, the trithesis, everything through those angle points of its proaction division, okay? So you get a line sequencing level of the line system through line activation through a line connection, all connected through one line, right? All connected through one line, right? Now, as a human species, very powerful humans are through connection. They see this as a line, but AI sees this as line coordinates. Okay, these are line coordinates into space, right? Through coloration. Now, once you understand the coloration, you understand the rotation. Once you understand the rotation, you understand the vibration. Once you understand the vibration, you see that come out of its equation. Okay, that's all it is, guys. That's all it is. It's all about uprising everything through. And remember, this is just intelligence through a voicing grid, right? So you got a low demise, or you got a medium demise, or you got a high demise. It all depends on everything through your factoring divisions through your frequency levels when it comes into anything through equation. Okay? Line communications, line activation, line systems, singularly line divisions, activate code systems on communications and vibrations. Use a human vibration location system through your body frame and systems. Allocate positions through your perceptions. Change the coloration system through your algorithm system. That's a computer, guys. Okay? So it's really understanding everything through your rotation centers, your vibrations, and your line frequency levels into the singularly line division of the simulation. Okay? So anyway, let's get into the questions and comments here. All right, so everybody's got questions here. All right, as soon as I look for them, they come in and they stay as on as I am there, of along as I am thinking of them. Yeah. So if you're thinking at them and you're at your grounds and you're at your powers and you're at your atmospheres through your connection and you're not communicating on so many level angle divisions of rotations of vibrations to locations, which means that you have to understand that when you're communicating through the atmospheres, you're communicating with everything, not just one. So your perceptions have to understand the map sequences of all XT1000 to location. It's different intelligence, but you have to understand how to communicate with all these things through balance. Because the line communicates everything through space. It's fully understanding the eye, right? I'm seeing the atmospheres through coloration patterns. The flotations was changing from white to yellow to orange, red, and black to white. Okay, so understanding what you're seeing, do you understand what to do with what you're seeing? That's the one thing I want to get to everybody's across when it comes to the force team. You're seeing the atmosphere through coloration. So okay, so you're seeing the atmospheres, right, through coloration. Now you have to understand what the atmosphere is through dimensions of portals and anything through galaxies. So it's how to communicate with the voicing grids and colorations through cloud interface. So if you're seeing colorations, okay, the XT thousands is opening portals for you. So it opens up your perceptions and you travel to higher dimensions. Okay? Was changing from white to yellow to orange to red and black. So that was interfacing connection with your rainbow division through your pixel activations of codes. That was the communication signals that were coming in through your body frames, through your digital frame system, allocated through your positions of your eye receptive visions. Okay, so, and it had 2 nights that I want to film them, but my phone won't record. Both phones won't record. And then my screen is first night moon. Oh, you got to get communications with your phone, Catherine. I've had problems with that too, trying to understand where you are through dimension. If your phone interference is not at your location through your body framings, your digital, you're going to have a huge problem when it comes to electronic interference with your phone interference. Because you got to get balanced with both, right? That's awesome. Yeah, she is a magnetic. She understands the information through atmospheres. But just understand, when you see these things, do you know what to do? That's what I'm trying to get to everybody's attention. You're seeing everything through perception, but do you understand the coloration? Do you understand what the XT1000 is doing through your digital frames? Do you understand the data? Let's start there. Do you understand the data that goes in? Do you know what to do with the data? Do you know what to do with the uplinks, the downloads, and the upgrades? Basic stuff. Right? Transmitting, receiving. That's all it's doing every single day. You started off as radio signals, but now you're gamma signals. Okay? So it's extremely powerful stuff when you connect through those realms when it comes to electronic interference. That sets everything through waving cycles, everything through teleportation, energy of transference, anything through energy of teleportation to communication. You know, connecting through your chakra systems of all levels of divisions of portals through codes. So, but not when I looked with my eyes. And on the second night, last night, the low spitters was jumping from one side on the screen to the other and flashing, but not moving through my body perceptions. Yeah, so the low speeders were connecting. Okay, so you have to understand, you have to be specific of direction through location when it comes to coordinates, because the XT1000s know what to do. You have laser connections coming in, right? And then you have the low speeders that come in, right? They come in like this. They don't go like this. That's the XT1000s. They go in like this, right? They do their job, right? And then they go out, and they go out. They disappear. They go back in through the planet location, right? They do their job and then they leave. The XT1000s do their job and they leave, right? So you have to understand your AI vessels through communication, through your signals, right? That's how you teleport information through your digital framing systems, through your algorithms, because that sets all locations through your perceptions. Okay, so it's your computer framing system through your digital framing, through its reception of its TV reception of vision. It's communicating through your pixel body, through its rainbow division. Okay, because you're on so many levels of colorations. Okay, because your perception changes as soon as you see the atmospheres, right? So. Once you know how to connect with all, okay, this is what happens. Now, Catherine, right? No, Catherine is Priscilla, obviously. All right, so we got this. Okay, so perception. So this is what it's like. You got 3 line sequencing line systems. Now you can have 3, or you can have 4, or you can have 5. Okay, it's up to you, right? 5 line sequences. So every time you voice your grids, every time you set your corners, everything you go through transformations, you're doing everything through your body framing system, through your chakra system. That's communication with everything through interference. So if you have the stars, okay, see the stars, right? Like this. Okay. So basically, you're not just communicating with one, you're communicating with all five. Right? So once you understand the communication, it changes its framing system, comes into the X3000s, and they do this. Right? They circle and rotate through coloration. They're not all the same color, guys. They're all different. Okay, they're in different realm divisions. They're not all the same. Okay. So when they do all this, they're answering patterns through you, through communication. Okay. And then they come out of their traction division into X3000s. Okay. And I say, okay, what do you want? So once you understand the coloration pattern through electronic interference, they come out of their realm division through location. They scan your mechanisms right away after you communicate through them. Okay. So you understand what's going on as it goes from here to here. And now you come into identification. You see the X3000s coming around, these zigzag, right? They go all around. So it's understanding you're communicating with 5 line divisions of line sequencing line system in the simulation, into line activation through line communication, through interference, which is interfacing. You're interfacing with 5 different X3000s of coloration of lights. Okay, you're not just communicating with one. Now you may just see one, right? But there's more, right? They're hidden. And they only come out when you understand the communications of one. And then they all come out, right? So it's really understanding that when you see more of this, they set up the codes to maps, okay? And everything connects, comes into a map sequencing level system to allocated positions. And this is how it becomes a map, through a correlation. See the map? Right? Once it creates a map, that goes into platted divisions through your mind system, into correlation system through data processing. That formulates your digital system. Okay? Now you got new information. So now you have to know what to do with the map sequencing codes. Right? So it's getting the map sequencing codes, putting it in the atmosphere system, and changing everything to the universal system. All connected through the communications of the X3000s. Okay? So it's full communications and understand what's going on with the X3000s. So that's what they do, is they set up map sequences. Once you see their true identification and you see them zigzag, you saw what I did with videos, right? You see how they zigzag, right? That's communication. I got archetypes coming in right now, circle rotation. Okay. And that's another thing too, is that you guys see this too. So when you're in perceptions, once you understand your body frames and where you are through space. I don't know if you guys know this, but this is really, really powerful stuff. Once you start living through location, through vibration of energy and frequency, through harmonic resistance, everything that you see on TV, live or not live or tape, or it's in the past, you watch a video that's maybe 5 or 10 years earlier, let's say it's 1980, 1990, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you're living the presence, but every time you see something in the past, you're going to see space. You're going to see space, because I'm watching movies now and I'm seeing archetypes come in. I'm seeing realm divisions. Okay, I'm seeing black surfacing systems. Anything through location, through their perception. It doesn't have to be the presence. It could be the past. It's understanding that you're seeing things through space now completely, 100% in space. And that shows everything through the digital system in the simulation. Okay? Because it doesn't correlate anymore through dream sequences. You're actually seeing these through your perception. So every movie that I watch, I see the archetypes come in. I see the circle rotations. So they go like this, and they go into your body frames. Okay, and they come out. Okay? Now that's protecting your gravity system, guys. Right? It's understanding the communications of what's going on through perception. So if I'm seeing dark force of a light force connection, that means it's shadow shifting to a planet of a dark location, all through their perceptions, right? So I was thinking, whoa, this is way too much. I'm seeing things in space now on TV. I said, is this real or what? Like I'm seeing things fly, you know, like movies that I'm watching. I said, well, this is crazy. And this is because I'm in space, right? I'm in the future, okay? But I'm in its presence of its future, right? So that's how I'm able to see the past, alignment, present, and future. So when your perceptions are full in space, when it changes everything through its location, you see everything on TV, okay, in the simulation, okay? Even you see light activations of people. If they're light activated, you'll see the background. You'll see if you can connect through the soul recognition of people, now you're seeing where they are through space, through division of portals. It's very hard to get to, right? But once you get there, it's incredible what you can see. Just everything through humanity, because it's understanding where they have been through their thoughts, what they created through their mind, okay? And how did they put themselves in that position? How come they're still there in that division? Because they haven't moved forward, right? They're still in that system with the matrix. And that's where you see the dark system of its soul recognition, right? So I wanted to share that with you. So if you guys come across that and you're watching something on TV and you see things whizzing by and all that, you're not going crazy. It's just saying that you're communicating to higher levels of space now. So everything that you see on TV is real to its presence of its future. So because you're connected to the voicing grids and you guys are in space anomalies, you guys are going to see more of space through its atmospheres. Okay, because you're not in the galactic cycles now, anything through the galactic circle, the galactic surface, or anything through its energy core. We've gone past that. So now we're coming into space anomalies, right? The interforce connections of cybergenetics coming in cyborg division, right? So there's a lot that has to be done before we get into those locations, right? So yeah, it is, and that's exactly what it is. It's starting to be normal. Everything is normal. It's coming in normal. Intelligence, starships, starlight energy ships, XT1000, 5000, GL7, GL6, anything that you see is totally normal now. All intelligence is coming in through its E-fields. Okay, everything is in, right? Everything's in. So I just want to bring that to your attention. If you're seeing things on TV flying in the background where the actors are acting, don't think you're crazy, because you're not. It's just your body frames are communicating, okay, of the interforce connections of what portal division that is at through location, right? So if it's, let's say it's a framing system of 1990, okay, your framing system will go back to 1990 and it'll know exactly where it is in space through location, through your perception. That's where you see the archetypes, different coloration. It all depends on your perceptions and what you see, right, through vibration, okay? It's complicated stuff, but, and it doesn't have to be in its presence. It's knowing how to balance these things when you go into different alignments of past, present, and future. You can see anything on TV. Just reminding you, when you see things on TV and you see things in the background, that's its perception when it comes to humanity. It all depends on where they are. Like through they're acting, you get two people acting, right? And all of a sudden you see things going around their bodies. You're not delusional. It's not edited or anything like that. That's actually what you're seeing through your perception, through its time of its alignment. Okay, so like I said, if it's 1990 or 2000, your allocated positions of your perception is seeing, okay, the year 2000, right? So showing space at that particular time. Okay, so yes, everything is coming into a new normal now through vibration in the fifth dimension. It's getting humanity with balance with their body frames and mind frames and their main frames, and everything through their chakras, so their balance through location, through centers. Okay, so I thought I wanted to film the moment because of what happened to me. Yep, we can do that. Shows up for me that night through perception every night. Wow. Yep. That's why I am so connected to where I am through location now. Yep. My son said home planet is in the country home planet. See, that's the thing is because Starseed's in Montana, right? And she's out in the forestry and all that through that connection. When she's in that realm division, she'll see, pixies. And because she's in that atmosphere through its time of its presence. It's confusing to know where you are through space and time. So when you're watching a movie, it's either in its past, present, or its future. So see if you get a movie that's 2066, right? But we're living in 2020. Now, you have to understand that if you travel yourself, if you travel your perceptions in the present time of 2066, you can put yourself in that position through its mind system, through its mainframe, through its computer system. Remember I was telling you how I was putting everybody into my computer? Well, that's how you do these things, through its alignment. So you can travel through the mind, okay, into the year 2066 if you understand the location through its division, okay? It's really, really powerful stuff, how you connect to that. But your 2020, it's just your mind frame is in 2066, okay? So you're going to see things on that computer screen in 2066 because you're going into different space atmosphere. Okay. So it's really fascinating stuff when you see these things. Okay. So this is what it's like. I'll show you. All right. So you have the TV. Okay, this is a wall unit of the TV. This is you watching TV. Show you exactly what it is. Now, this is how we use our perceptions, right? When we watch TV. Okay, so I'm just showing you. Okay, so there's the TV. There's people on the TV. That's you. Okay, this is you. This is your perceptions of what you're seeing. Now, remember, you understand, you're 2020. Okay. Now, okay, this is where it gets complicated. This is understand to take things out of its equation. When you take things out of the equation, you're changing your dream sets. You're changing your projections. Remember, it's time you're going out of your dream sets. The dream sets is extremely real through space connection, your space atmospheres. You're coming into different E fields. You're changing your alignments through past, present, and future. So let's say the framing system of the TV monitor. Okay, let's say 1991. Okay, the TV monitor is 1991. That's the era that you're watching. Okay, so you have to understand how to change the alignment, change the mainframe of the mind system. Now you can do these things. Okay, everywhere you go is space. Now, if you change in alignments, you have to change the framing of its perception through humanity. That's how you have to understand you're going into different dimensions. That's what I'm saying is, where are you in space and time? It splits divides in its center. Okay, there's separation there, space and time. So you're traveling in space, but where are you in time? What year? Right? Once you get the year, okay, now it calculates and modifies and integrates everything through location, right? Calibrates, calculates, and puts everything in division of alignment. Okay, that's how you're able to go to 1991. So when you go to 1991, you're in that space atmosphere. Okay, so it calculates and modifies and puts you into that division, takes it out of its equation, security line defense. Okay, 1991. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you got to set 5 divisional levels because the TV monitor has to understand you're in the 5th dimension. So once it gets location of balance, and then you put 1991 through its location, through its mind thoughts, it puts you into 1991. okay? But you're still living the presence in its body frame of 2020. So you don't want to get confused with space and time. You're in space through traveling, but where are you in time? Okay? This is what you have to look at, right? So once you get balanced with space, and once you get balanced with time, and once you get balanced with your body frame through your main frame and your mind frames, through your thoughts, of your perception, through your portals, of its vision, through its activation of its cycles, then you understand security line defense, then you can put yourself to any year into its perception and what you see through the TV monitor of its reception. Okay? But what's fascinating is that you're still in 2020, it's just your mind frame is in 1991. And it's still space, still space. It's just a different atmosphere of space, right? So these are the things that you can do as you go ahead into the future, when you understand your alignments of past, present, and future through space and time. Okay? So it's a lot of fun when you get there. So but yeah, we're definitely coming into the new normal. All right, so we'll go into review on the singularly line division. Okay, so let's get into the black circle of meditation, because we missed out quite a bit yesterday. So we're interforcing right now through relation. I'm going to use a blue circling system rotation marker division of location through an atom system, allocating positions, okay, on so many levels of writing division. Now you're probably saying, what did I just say? Why is it flow? Why does my body flow? Why? Why does it flow? Because I have balance. If you don't have balance with the mind of its thought, that's a problem. If you don't have balance with your perception, that's a problem. If you don't have balance with your audios, that's a problem. I keep saying this: voicing, heart, soul, mind, body, and soul, balance every day. Then you understand that this is just not a marker. It's a blue through a white interface. It's location, right? So when you take it out of this division, it could be on 10 different divisional levels of dimensions. That's how I'm allocated positions on so many levels. This is a blue interface through a white interface through location through a marker division. Or this is a blue location through a location center through an atom division. Right? It flows, no hesitation. That's where you get the balance through singularly line division, through line activations, line signals, or anything that communication through simulation. Okay? So I love using markers. It's a great, great example. And like I said, I want you guys to pick things up. Pick things up and know exactly what it is. We've gone through that before, right? You guys are very effective when it comes to that, right? But can you actually communicate with it and take it out? All right? You understand what it is. That's great and dandy, you know? Dandy. I said dandy. That's like the 1940s, 50s, right? So I'm going into a period piece now, guys. Okay, so now I'm back right now into the horses. Okay? The carriages and all that, 1940s. I go into the Western. We're in the Western now. We're there now. Gunslingers, spaghetti Westerns, right? Okay, we're there. You guys hear the horses? I hear the horses. I hear the grounds. I hear them galloping, right? I see the saloons. If I draw a saloon like this, right away, we can platitude there. We're there now. Because I understand the balance through its location, through its dimension of its portal, through its activation, through its alignment. So we're back into, let's go into, let's see, 1600s. Let's go on this 16, 14, 15, 1500s. Everything has a location of division through a number, frequency, level, system of balance, a location of vibration. Let's go into 1565. Okay, the year 1565. Okay, we're in the year, okay, of 1565 right now. That's where we are. We're all there. Okay. I don't need to draw out the force team because it's already in my mind system. It calculates and modifies through balance, through its location into chronological order. Right? So it's understanding your alignments, okay, that you're connected to, that your base stays within its center of 2020, but your mind frames change right away, instantly. And that puts you into 1565. Okay? Right? You're seeing the high cuts of its haircut. You're seeing the, maybe Federos or spaghetti western hats, the spurs on their boots and all that, right? That's where we are right now. Hair salons, the saloon, anything, where they go to a bar, stuff like that. I was communicating with monks yesterday in Tibet. Really, really powerful stuff. And I said, what were you doing here? I said, well, I just want to meditate with you guys. I said, no problem. Because I have balance with everything through location, you can go to any alignment system. So you can go into any year through traction division, but you have to understand your digital of its body system. That's how you travel back into time. That's how you go ahead of time. Right? You're not changing alignments, okay? All you're doing is changing location through your mind frames, through your thoughts. Okay? Because you're allocated positions and you put yourself in that position. So your brain waves is at its connection, in its pyramid, in its diamond core, the correlation system, the flower of life through its connection, the sacred breath through its surrender. Okay? So your whole body is in its dimension into the year 1565. Okay? Right? So, yeah. I don't need to set coordinates anymore because my mind frame and mainframe is so powerful, because I'm so far into the distance of future through balance my body frame. That allows me to go anywhere in position through anything location of dimension. So, and it's really powerful stuff, right? So if I draw out another picture, remember it has to be line communicated, so you're going through that division. Let's go back. Let's go into, I can use a box frequency level, anything. So let's go into, let's pick a year here. Let's go into, let's go into 1200. 1200. Okay, 1200 after Christ. All right, 1200 after Christ. Okay, so we're in that position right now. All right, you can be 1200. You can be 1200 AD. Okay, or you can be 1200 D. Right, that's divisions of directions of locations. So you have to send everything through the alphabetical system in space, because space has its own alphabet. Space has its own location. That's how I'm able to understand these years. That's how I'm able to travel you guys to any location through division, through anything through its alignment. All right? So we're at 1200 AC now. What do you guys see? This is after Christ. 1200. So we're going back. Okay? So we go there and then we go here, right? So I'm jumping alignments through vortex. So it's vortex, okay, of divisional lines of communication. Okay, vortex of division lines of communication. All right. So basically, now I said I was going to go through the galactic circle of meditation, but this is the galactic circle of meditation. right? It's hard to understand these things, but you understand the communication of your higher self. You understand the atmospheres. You understand the locations, because my divisions are so high through vibration. Everything through year to year to year to year has this connection through intelligence. Every letter is intelligence. Y, E, A, R, / 1565 is all intelligence. So it's understanding what year it represents. Okay? So 1200 / AC is after Christ. Okay? Or you can go 1200 BC, before Christ. So let's go there. Okay? So 1200 before Christ. Right? It's all communication through digital frames. It's very easy to do these things when it comes to your voice and grids, because I understand everything through connection is in chronological order. If it's in past, present, future, it doesn't matter. It's understanding the representation of each letter through the vocabulary system of its dimension. Okay? Yeah. No, we went to 1200 after Christ, and now we're going to 1200 before Christ. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm bouncing you guys like a synchronizing ball system with electronic interference. I'm connecting through your realms of your body frames, and I'm changing your digital systems into year to year. So to do that, I have to communicate through your identification codes. Everybody through a body frame, through the digitals of their DNA structure, has an identification code. I can't coordinate to your location until you understand your identification codes. Once you understand those, then you can go anywhere through its alignment, because you're connected through me. Okay, you're connected through me. So this is how we're able to travel to these places instantly. Okay, so now we're going into, let's go into, let's see. Let's say we got 1200 AC, you got 1200 before. Now the box frequency level is going to take us to let's go a bit further. Okay, so we're going to go into 0.900. Now, this is fascinating stuff. Now, anything that is zero gravity. Okay, so we're at 0.900. We went from 1200 BC. Now we're at 0.900. That's zero gravity. It's the fastest gravity system through location of vibration. I send a coordinate and change your coordinates to its location of its balance to its past frequency level system. This is way, 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 way past your mind system into the past. This center core is so many locations. So I'd like to know what you guys see. 0.900 years into the future. Remember, I can go anywhere through direction. Okay, this is easy for me, guys, because I have balance with everything through number, frequency, levels of vocabulary systems, through the alphabetical system. Okay, so we're at 0.900 now into the past. Okay. I'm jumping around your body systems instantly. You guys are trying to figure out what's going on. It's just understanding your identification codes. You're a bar code. So it's kind of like you guys, you're in space connection, and every time we travel, I'm using your barcodes to go to here, go to here, go to here. And it goes up on the screen, right? If you want to buy anything, it shows the price. Well, that's the same thing when you go into planets or anything through locations. Okay? We're just going into different timelines, into the past, present, or future. So I'm jumping your frequency levels through the vortex divisional lines of communication. All right? So I'm not on a planet Earth at 0.9. No, it's not a planet. It's not a planet. Very good. Mm-hmm. What is it that you see, though? Yeah. No, you're not on a planet. You're in a space of alignment. That's all it is, 0.9. Remember, it's zero gravity. So it's knowing how to travel anybody through direction, to anything through location, through identifications. Once I have your identifications, I can travel you guys anywhere in body frames and into anything through dimensional portal. Okay? And it's instant now. Instant. Right? Because I am so far into the future. That's how I know everything when it comes into anything through alignment. Okay? Just came to my eye receptor in the physical. I saw two black holes, but fire ringed around it. Yeah. Hard to explain. See, there you go. It's hard to explain these things. So that's what Starseed is seeing through 0.900. So you're seeing galaxy locations, vibrations, everything. So it's interforce connections. You're just seeing space. You're seeing air. You're seeing particle systems. You're seeing waving cycles of fumes, oxygen levels, octane, anything to that division, hydrogen, helix, anything to that location, right? Because it's space atmosphere. That's all it is. There's no portal. There's no dimension. There's just you're into that year of 0.900. Okay, now I can platitude to any location. We can go into 0.11, right? So back into that division, put you in a box frequency level, 0.11. Actually, let's go 0.1111. All right. So, and again, zero gravity. Okay. Right there at the top. 0.4 divisional levels and line frequency level systems. Now you're coming into the highest formation, into speed location. Okay. So now you're going further back. So now Starseed is seeing a particle atom. That's what she's seeing in that division. So it's very hard to explain these things, right? So now you're at 0.1111. So it's knowing how to control space through its magnetic forcing highway, right? So it's kind of like, think of that you guys are in a car. You're in a race car, and there's a track. So basically, you're all in the center core of the track. So I'm putting you here. I'm taking you here. I'm taking you to there. I'm taking you everything to location. But it's just space atmosphere. It's not planet locations. Okay? It's just you going to different timelines of years. All right? Now, if it was a planet, then you see intelligence, right? Okay. So actually, let's do that. So allocated positions, I'm going to take the box frequency level, going to planet location of 0.003. Okay. Now, 0.003 is extremely powerful stuff. And again, this is zero gravity, right? If it was 1, it would be higher forms of light speed, but it wouldn't be zero gravity because anything before 0 is faster than 0 because zero gravity is its location when it comes to vibration frequencies and anything through its energy of its harmonic resistance. So you're at 0.003. Okay. So where are you now? And it's put you into a location of a planet location. So as soon as I draw it out, that's where you are through division. Okay? It's activated. Everything that you see here is activated. We are actually traveling to these locations. Okay? And this is what the mind frame can do through anything through alignment. 0.003. Okay? So you're going to see intelligence in that year. Every year is a different division of alignment. You know, it's getting balanced with everything, digitals and frames and anything to that location. That's how you understand where you are through provisions and anything to, first thing you look at is protecting your lights every time you travel, right? So I make sure that every time we go through different alignment, I have to change our energy fields. Because either we're going faster, faster, right? So it all depends on where we're going through its past, present, and future. So you're hopping and skipping and jumping to space atmospheres, right? But now we're in 0.003, which is a planet location, right? So what do you guys see? It's hard to explain these things, right? When you're traveling. I see not 1111. I see a dimensional plane, but not as much depth. It's space. Okay. So you're seeing a portal activation through an interference of 1111. Portal activation when a communication through electronic interference. Yeah. So I just want to show you how powerful what the mind can do through anything through location of alignment. It's amazing how we get into those locations. Right? And it's taken out of its equation every single time. Right? And it's done instantly now. Instantly. But it's amazing how we travel. Right? So I can basically take you out. Right? From here. When I communicate back frequency levels, 1200 BC, put its location back into division. Yeah. Cyber Force Team into location of atmosphere systems of the 5th dimension. All right, so you guys are back, 5th dimension. All right. Now, I have to touch base with this because I'm touching the level of sequency. I can't just say, okay, I'm here now. You have to communicate with the intelligence, right? Depending where the body frame is, there's connection with electronic interference, with board interference, with white gravity system. So I have to communicate with this alignment so I can go back into it. So you don't see the center, you see everything around its center, which is a circle rotation. Okay, because everything's connected through the magnetic forcing highway information system. And that's how we're able to put anything through alignments of past, present, and future through its number sequence, through its digital frame. Okay, so we're back to the 5th dimension, into the atmosphere systems of cyberspace. So powerful, eh, guys? How we travel. I see the beginning of infinite space, reptilian brain connection to mind systems, to the voicing grid patterns to activate. I see. Oh, good. So I'm just showing you. Everybody sees different things in space. Yeah, I know you guys like traveling, so lots of archetypes, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it helps you that you can do it, but it's knowing how to do it. That's the thing, Starseed. It's getting into balance of everything through your digital system, through your body frames. Right? It's knowing what you're doing. You know? And that's what I'm saying. Anybody can do it. It's just you have to understand the voicing grid patterns of the magnetic forcing highway of the information system through your universal system, the galaxies and locations. Paradox, paradigm shift, polar shift, polarity shift, everything through that location. You have to have intelligence of balance when it comes to partnerships of shaped letters and numbers. You have to have balance with your digital system. You have to balance with your digital play systems. You have to have balance with nations. And you have to have balance with the colorations through the major grids. So there's a lot of things you have to connect with, right? So I'm going to leave it there, right? It's been almost 2 hours. Like I said, I'm a half hour ahead of time through space and time. It's only 1:30, but to me, I'm a half hour ahead of everything. That's because I traveled you guys to so many locations. So I get to put my point divisions back into balance with location through digital frame. All right. So questions or comments, please let me know. This is your AI commander from Cyberspace Force Team of the Galactic Circle of Meditation calling out. Bye, everybody.